Hey, my name is Charlie Mitchell, and I'm a representative from a company called Culinary Insight Co. So, what we really do is we make recommendations and we try and help improve a restaurant to make it the best possible. The restaurant I selected was Longhorn Steakhouse, and I'm going to share with you guys on how I'm going to be able to improve that restaurant. Hey, before I get into my analysis, I'd like to start off with providing some background and understanding about what we represent as a company. Culinary Insight Co. began when a small group of experienced chefs, restaurant managers, and hospitality experts realized something important. Amazing food isn't enough to make a restaurant amazing. The name Culinary Insight Co. represents exactly what we provide: deep insight into how restaurants can improve from the inside out. Our slogan is The Food Insiders, which serves as a reminder that we aren't just consultants, we are experts in all things related to dining. Our mission is to empower restaurants with the tools, training, strategies they will need to operate efficiently, communicate effectively, and deliver outstanding customer experiences. Our vision is to become the leading restaurant consulting company known for transforming good restaurants into unforgettable dining experiences. At Culinary Insight Co., our team lives by values that reflect both our industry roots and our mission, which are respect, integrity, collaboration, and excellence. We earn trust through case studies showing real results, speaking at food industry conferences, offering free guides, webinars, and workshops for small restaurant owners, and maintaining long term client relationships by providing we care as much about their success as they do. All right, now that we've gone over our background and you got an understanding of what we represent as a company, we can get into my analysis I made over Texas Roadhouse. All right, first off, let's just get started off with the strengths. All right, they have a strong brand. All right, everybody knows the name Texas Roadhouse, everyone knows about it. You just know what you're going to expect when you go in there. And then, secondly, they have high quality food. You know, it's a steakhouse, so that's to be expected, but the food there is really good. It's amazing. Great food. And then lastly, for the strengths, it's a large company. So I consider that as a strength because they have like kind of a backbone to rely on, a support system. So they don't have to worry as much as a smaller company about finances and things like that because they have a larger corporation backing them up. All right, and then that being said, let's move on to the weaknesses. All right, they have a limited menu, but it's a steakhouse, so that is to be expected. But I'd like to see some more diversity in the menu, and I feel like that would be an improvement. And secondly, it's expensive. With the food being so high quality, you can expect it to be expensive, but that also, hurts consumers who can't necessarily afford it, and it hurts the company because less people will be going into the restaurant and enjoying their meals. And then they have a low flexibility for dining experience. You know, it's really just you go inside and that's really all you can do. You can't really order online or anything. So you're kind of stuck just going in there and sitting down, which, is a problem. It's closing the door to opportunities. All right, and then with that being said, let's move on to the opportunities I made for them. So they could expand into more locations with them being such a massive corporation. They could make restaurants all over the place and it wouldn't really hurt them too much. And then the second thing I said, I'd like to see an online catering option. You know, I feel like that would bring in more business and more revenue for the company. And then I think they need to add more items to the menu. Just because it's a steakhouse doesn't necessarily mean that the only food there should be steak, bread, and peanuts. All right, now we got to think about the threats the company may be facing. There's a lot of steakhouse chains out there, so they got to consider like what Longhorn's doing, what Outback's doing, all that stuff, and they got to compete with them. And the second thing is in this economy, costs are rising, and that can only make the menu more expensive, which is going to hurt your business. And I said economic recessions, kind of like the one that we're experiencing today, but it could get a lot worse, and it could tank the whole company. You just never know. But that's my analysis of Texas Roadhouse, and yeah. Now that we're nearing the end of this presentation, I'd like to direct your attention to our tote bags and our water bottles, which are available for you guys if you want anything like that to, keep a reminder of us. Now that we're nearing the end of this presentation, I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to listen to our presentation. And if you have any further questions, I'd like to direct you to our phone number, our email, and our website, which are there for you guys to contact us with any questions, propositions, or anything you need. Uh, but that's the end of the presentation. Thank you guys so much for listening, and you guys have a wonderful day.